Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand something powerful today, something that is rarely talked about but can change the course of your life. The more you choose not to give in to certain urges, the more you decide to have self-control, the more you create space for something much bigger, much more significant in your life. The temptation is everywhere. Society tells us to seek pleasure, to indulge, to act on every desire, especially when it comes to sex. But here's the thing, when you don't rush into these things, when you take a step back and pause, you give yourself a chance to grow. To grow mentally, spiritually, emotionally. You develop mental clarity. You sharpen your focus, and you realize that there's more to life than fleeting pleasure. When you don't succumb to every desire, you find peace that comes from knowing you are in control and your actions are deliberate. You start thinking about your purpose. You start thinking about your ambitions. When you practice abstinence, particularly when it comes to sex, you begin to master one of the most important aspects of life: self-control. The ability to resist immediate desires in favor of long-term benefits is a foundational skill that applies to all areas of life. This self-control doesn't just apply to sexual urges, but extends to how we handle various temptations, distractions, and impulses in general. Over time, learning to say no to what is fleeting and short-term allows you to focus on what is truly important, fostering a sense of inner strength and discipline. Self-control is about choosing responsibility over impulsive satisfaction. By not acting on every desire, especially those that are driven by momentary pleasure, you learn to make conscious decisions that align with your deeper values and goals. In today's world, where instant gratification is encouraged, the ability to hold back becomes a rare and precious skill. It's not easy, but when you can control yourself in one area, you begin to unlock the capacity to control yourself in others, from your career choices to your finances, health, and relationships. The journey to mastering self-control is not about denial, but about understanding the bigger picture. When you decide not to engage in sex or other impulsive behaviors, you're not rejecting pleasure, but rather redefining what pleasure means. You start valuing deeper satisfaction that comes from achieving your long-term goals, growing your potential, and realizing that true fulfillment comes from internal growth and self-discipline rather than external bottom style. As you practice self-control, you also build your resilience. Life will inevitably throw challenges your way, and having the ability to stay focused on the path ahead without being swayed by immediate distractions is invaluable. The more you exercise restraint, the more you develop a mental toughness that allows you to stay committed to your vision. You stop seeking validation from the world around you, and instead begin to look inward, realizing that you have the strength to remain steadfast in the face of temptation. It's important to note that self-control doesn't mean repressing your natural desires, but rather learning to channel them in productive, meaningful ways. When you master self-control, you give yourself the opportunity to focus your energy on things that serve your personal growth, whether it's honing your skills, building your career, or developing meaningful relationships. You become more attuned to your own needs and begin to value the things that align with your long-term well-being rather than chasing after short-lived pleasure. By embracing self-control, you develop a stronger sense of your own identity. You stop being a passive participant in life, reacting to whatever comes your way. Instead, you become the author of your own story. You gain confidence in knowing that you can handle challenges without compromising your values, and that sense of control will spill over into all areas of your life, creating a foundation of success and fulfillment. When you refrain from engaging in distractions like sex, you allow yourself the space to experience greater mental clarity. In a world filled with constant noise, from social media to obligations and temptations, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. By stepping back from the distractions that consume your thoughts and energy, you give yourself the opportunity to refocus, recalibrate, and gain a clear perspective on your life's priorities. Mental clarity is a direct result of less mental clutter. Every time you indulge in something that pulls your attention away from your goals or values, you scatter your thoughts. This creates a fog that makes it difficult to focus on what really needs attention. When you step away from the noise, whether it's fleeting pleasures, unhealthy relationships, or time-consuming distractions, you create a mental environment where your mind can breathe, think, and concentrate. This space allows you to reflect deeply on your aspirations, make better decisions, and navigate life with greater confidence and purpose. One of the most profound benefits of mental clarity is the ability to prioritize. When your mind is no longer preoccupied with the immediate gratification that comes from certain behaviors, you gain a clear understanding of what truly matters in the long run. You begin to see your goals in a sharper light, without the interference of distractions. You can organize your thoughts and energy toward the things that contribute to your growth, whether that's focusing on your career, developing new skills, or deepening relationships that nurture and support you. This sense of clarity also leads to better decision-making. The more focused you become, the more you can evaluate situations with a calm, clear mind, free from the influence of short-term desires. You'll find yourself making choices based on what's best for your future, rather than being swayed by temporary impulses. You stop making decisions out of haste or emotional impulse, and instead, you begin to act with intention and thoughtfulness. This empowers you to make choices that align with your long-term vision and personal growth. Mental clarity helps you cultivate a deeper sense of awareness about yourself and the world around you. When distractions are removed, you become more attuned to your own needs, emotions, and aspirations. You start listening to your inner voice and trusting your instincts, which can lead to breakthroughs in personal development. You also become more aware of your surroundings, noticing things that were previously overlooked. This heightened awareness opens the door to better opportunities, healthier relationships, and a more fulfilling life. Having mental clarity also improves your emotional resilience. It strengthens your ability to deal with challenges without being overwhelmed by stress or distractions. When your mind is clear, you approach difficulties with a calm and strategic mindset instead of reacting impulsively. This mental sharpness becomes your shield against the chaos that life sometimes throws your way. The more you refrain from engaging in distractions, the more you cultivate the mental space necessary to thrive. Mental clarity allows you to stay grounded in your values, make decisions with purpose, and pursue your goals with laser-like focus. The absence of distractions helps you align with your true self and realize your potential, creating a foundation for success and fulfillment in all areas of life. Abstaining from sexual relationships can give you the opportunity to focus on building deeper, more meaningful connections with others. In a world where instant gratification is often the norm, it's easy to fall into the trap of shallow interactions that revolve around temporary pleasures. However, by choosing not to engage in sexual relationships, you free yourself from the distractions and complications that can sometimes arise in such connections. This gives you the time and space to foster relationships based on mutual respect, understanding, and shared values. When sex is taken off the table, it allows both individuals to explore emotional and intellectual aspects of the relationship that might otherwise be overlooked. You can invest more time in getting to know each other on a deeper level, discussing your values, passions, and dreams. These conversations build a stronger foundation of trust and connection, which can lead to more meaningful and fulfilling relationships in the long term. By not rushing into physical intimacy, you allow emotional intimacy to develop naturally, creating a bond that is rooted in genuine affection and understanding. This approach helps you differentiate between relationships driven by lust and those rooted in genuine connection. When physical attraction is not the primary focus, you begin to see people for who they truly are, rather than just how they make you feel in the moment. You start to assess compatibility on a much deeper level, looking at qualities such as communication, emotional intelligence, and shared goals. This deeper connection creates a stronger, more solid foundation for any relationship, whether it's a friendship or a romantic partnership. Choosing to abstain from sex also encourages personal growth, as you begin to understand what you truly need and want in a relationship. Without the distractions of physical intimacy, you have more time to reflect on your own emotional needs and desires. This self-awareness allows you to approach relationships with a clearer sense of what you are looking for, enabling you to make more intentional choices about the people you allow into your life. When you take the time to build relationships based on more than just physical attraction, you open yourself up to experiences that are more enriching and long-lasting. You begin to value the emotional, intellectual, and spiritual connections that form the bedrock of deep, meaningful relationships. These connections provide a greater sense of fulfillment and emotional security as they are built on mutual respect and understanding rather than transient moments of pleasure. By focusing on the non-physical aspects of relationships, you allow yourself to form connections that go beyond superficiality. These relationships tend to be more supportive, nurturing, and resilient as they are based on a solid emotional foundation rather than fleeting desires. This approach not only enriches your social life but also contributes to your personal growth as you learn to prioritize genuine connections over temporary satisfaction. In doing so, you are more likely to build relationships that stand the test of time, rooted in love, respect, and shared values. Abstaining from certain desires such as sex offers a profound opportunity for personal growth. The act of choosing not to engage in behaviors that provide instant gratification creates space for you to focus on developing who you are as a person. This process isn't about denying yourself pleasure or suppressing your natural desires. Rather, it's about choosing to channel your energy into areas that contribute to your overall growth, well-being, and long-term success. When you abstain from behaviors driven by short-term impulses, you learn to cultivate patience and self-discipline. These qualities are essential for personal development as they teach you to delay immediate gratification in favor of greater rewards down the line. By resisting the urge to indulge in every desire, you begin to develop a sense of inner strength and control over your impulses, which is a cornerstone of emotional and psychological growth. This discipline becomes transferable to other aspects of your life, such as your career, health, and relationships, allowing you to make better decisions and stay focused on your long-term goals. Personal growth also involves a deeper understanding of your values, needs, and desires. When you step away from distractions like sex, you give yourself the space to reflect on what truly matters to you. You begin to understand your priorities, your passions, and what brings you fulfillment beyond momentary pleasures. This self-awareness enables you to make choices that align with your authentic self, allowing you to live a life that is more intentional and purposeful. Rather than reacting to external pressures or expectations, you can move forward in life with a sense of clarity and confidence in who you are and what you want. Abstaining from immediate pleasures fosters emotional maturity. Learning to deal with temptation and momentary dissatisfaction helps you build emotional resilience. You realize that not every desire needs to be fulfilled right away, and that it is possible to experience discomfort without letting it derail your progress. This emotional fortitude enables you to handle life's challenges with a calm and collected mindset, knowing that you can persevere without relying on external sources for validation or comfort. Over time, this resilience becomes an invaluable tool that helps you navigate the ups and downs of life with greater ease. Personal growth involves expanding your horizons and embracing new experiences that contribute to your development. By stepping back from the distractions that might otherwise pull you away from your goals, you open yourself up to exploring other areas of interest and passion. This could involve focusing on your career, pursuing educational opportunities, learning new skills, or nurturing other meaningful relationships. The more time and energy you devote to personal growth, the more you build a solid foundation for your future success and happiness. The act of abstaining from certain behaviors allows you to focus on the long-term vision for your life, enabling you to create a stronger, more purposeful existence. By embracing self-discipline, emotional resilience, and self-awareness, you put yourself on a path to continuous growth, where each step forward contributes to the person you are becoming. Personal growth is an ongoing journey, and by choosing to invest in yourself, you lay the groundwork for a future filled with fulfillment, success, and meaningful relationships. Abstaining from sex and similar impulses can significantly improve your emotional health. When we engage in behaviors driven by instant gratification, we often seek external validation or temporary comfort to fill emotional voids. Over time, this can lead to an unhealthy reliance on external sources of fulfillment, making it difficult to develop a stable sense of emotional well-being. Choosing to step away from these distractions creates an opportunity to turn inward and focus on strengthening your emotional foundation from within. The decision to practice restraint helps you build emotional resilience, which is the ability to adapt to life's challenges and bounce back from adversity. When you are not constantly seeking external sources of comfort or pleasure, you are forced to confront your emotions and process them in a healthier way. You learn to manage discomfort, frustration, or loneliness without resorting to temporary solutions. This is an empowering experience, as it teaches you that you are capable of handling your emotions without depending on outside influences. Over time, this leads to a greater sense of emotional stability, as you become less reliant on fleeting experiences to feel good about yourself. Abstaining from behaviors like sex allows you to develop a deeper sense of emotional awareness. Often we use distractions to avoid confronting difficult emotions, whether it's stress, sadness, or anxiety. By choosing not to indulge in behaviors that offer temporary relief, you give yourself the chance to sit with your feelings, understand their origins, and learn how to process them in a constructive manner. This emotional awareness enables you to identify patterns in your behavior and emotions, allowing you to address issues at their root rather than masking them. You become more in tune with your emotional needs, which helps you make better decisions about how to care for yourself and nurture your emotional well-being. As you gain control over your emotional impulses, you begin to cultivate a sense of inner peace and contentment. Rather than seeking external validation through fleeting pleasures, you start to find satisfaction in your own company and in your own growth. This internal fulfillment makes it easier to cope with life's challenges without feeling overwhelmed by emotional highs and lows. You become less susceptible to the pressures of society, peers, or relationships that might try to sway you into seeking validation from others. Instead, you learn to trust in your own worth and find comfort in the strength of your own emotional foundation. This process encourages a healthier approach to relationships. When you are not relying on physical intimacy to define your worth or your connections with others, you can focus on cultivating relationships that are built on deeper emotional and intellectual bonds. These kinds of relationships tend to be more fulfilling because they are based on mutual respect, trust, and shared values rather than temporary physical attraction. You begin to value emotional intimacy and communication, which creates stronger, more meaningful connections with others. Choosing to refrain from impulsive behaviors allows you to focus on nurturing your emotional health, leading to greater stability, resilience, and fulfillment. By learning to manage your emotions without relying on external sources for validation, you build a stronger foundation for emotional well-being that can withstand life's inevitable challenges. This self-awareness and emotional growth contribute to a more balanced, grounded, and fulfilling life. Abstaining from sex and other distractions can significantly enhance your ability to focus on your ambitions. In a world where instant gratification often pulls us in many directions, it's easy to get sidetracked from our long-term goals. However, when you choose not to engage in behaviors driven by fleeting desires, you free up mental and emotional energy that would otherwise be spent on temporary satisfaction. This shift in focus allows you to dedicate more time and effort toward your personal and professional aspirations. When you are not constantly seeking distractions, you begin to recognize how much time and energy you were previously spending on things that don't align with your bigger vision. Whether it's through physical relationships or other indulgences, these distractions can consume a significant amount of your attention, often taking away from what truly matters in the long run. By stepping away from such distractions, you create room for clarity. This clarity allows you to prioritize your goals, making it easier to chart a path towards success. Focusing on your ambitions is not only about time management, but also about energy management. Every decision you make, whether to engage in an activity or to resist a temptation, requires mental and emotional energy. When you refrain from giving in to short-term impulses, you conserve that energy and can direct it toward things that propel you toward your long-term goals. The more you align your actions with your ambitions, the more momentum you build in the direction of your dreams. You start to see tangible progress, and this success becomes a driving force that motivates you to keep moving forward. Abstaining from distractions helps you develop a sense of discipline that is essential for achieving your ambitions. Success rarely comes easily or quickly, and it requires consistent effort over time. Discipline is the foundation that allows you to stay committed to your goals even when challenges arise or when the temptation to deviate from your path seems appealing. By choosing to focus on your ambitions rather than indulging in immediate desires, you strengthen your ability to remain steadfast in the pursuit of your dreams. This discipline also helps you build self-confidence. As you resist distractions and stay focused on your goals, you begin to realize your own capacity for achievement. You start to trust yourself more, knowing that you have the strength and determination to keep working toward your aspirations, even when it requires sacrifice or hard work. This sense of self-assurance fuels your drive and encourages you to push beyond your limits. Avoiding distractions fosters a deeper understanding of what you truly want from life. Without the noise of external influences or temporary pleasures, you can reflect more clearly on your ambitions, refining your vision and setting more specific, meaningful goals. This process of self-reflection helps you create a plan that is aligned with your authentic desires, enabling you to move forward with purpose and intention. The more you abstain from distractions, the more energy, discipline, and clarity you gain to focus on your ambitions. By choosing to prioritize your long-term goals over short-term pleasures, you create a powerful foundation for success. This focused approach to life allows you to make steady progress, build confidence, and achieve the personal and professional success you've envisioned. Choosing to abstain from sex and other distractions can be a deeply empowering decision. Empowerment comes from taking control of your life, making deliberate choices, and standing firm in those choices regardless of external pressure. In a world that often encourages immediate gratification and external validation, exercising self-control is a powerful way to reclaim your autonomy and build a life that aligns with your true values and long-term vision. When you choose not to engage in behaviors that might derail your focus or lead to unwanted consequences, you are essentially asserting your ability to make decisions based on your own needs and desires rather than reacting to external forces. This autonomy gives you the freedom to act according to your own values, helping you avoid the pressure of conforming to societal expectations or succumbing to influences that don't serve your growth. It's a reminder that you are in charge of your life, and you have the ability to shape your future based on the choices you make in the present. In this process, you also become more aware of your own worth and boundaries. As you resist external influences or fleeting pleasures, you reinforce the idea that your body, emotions, and energy are valuable. You stop looking for external validation to confirm your worth and begin to find it within yourself. This shift in mindset leads to greater self-respect, as you realize you have the strength to make decisions that prioritize your well-being and future over momentary satisfaction. The empowerment that comes from making intentional choices also extends to your ability to persevere through challenges. Life is full of obstacles, but when you have developed the strength to say no to distractions and impulses, you become more resilient. You know that you can withstand discomfort or temptation because you have already demonstrated your capacity for self-discipline and self-control. This emotional and mental resilience helps you face life's difficulties with confidence, knowing that you have the inner strength to navigate them without being easily swayed by immediate desires or external pressure. By focusing on your long-term vision and resisting distractions, you unlock a sense of purpose and direction. You no longer feel lost or uncertain because your choices are now rooted in a deeper understanding of what you want from life. This sense of purpose fuels your drive and gives you the motivation to keep pushing forward, even when times get tough. You know that every decision you make is moving you closer to the person you want to become and the life you want to create. Empowerment also comes from the clarity that arises when you choose to step away from distractions. When you are no longer weighed down by the need for external validation or the pursuit of immediate gratification, you can focus on what truly matters. This clarity enables you to make choices that align with your values and goals, empowering you to take control of your life and steer it in the direction you desire. Abstaining from distractions like sex provides you with the opportunity to claim your power. You stop being a passive participant in life, reacting to whatever comes your way. Instead, you take the reins and make deliberate decisions that align with your deeper aspirations. This sense of control and purpose empowers you to build the life you want, based on strength, self-respect, and clarity. Abstaining from sex and other distractions allows you to cultivate a deeper understanding of your own needs and desires. In a world where it's easy to become distracted by external influences, taking a step back from immediate pleasures provides the opportunity to focus inwardly and better understand what you truly want from life. This process of self-reflection is essential for personal growth, as it helps you get clear on your values, goals, and what truly brings you fulfillment. When you choose not to engage in behaviors that might cloud your judgment or divert your attention, you create space to reconnect with your inner self. By avoiding distractions, you give yourself the opportunity to examine your emotions, your motivations, and your long-term aspirations. This self-awareness is crucial because it helps you make more intentional and thoughtful decisions. You begin to understand what matters most to you and where your energy is best invested. You stop making choices based on temporary impulses or societal pressures and instead focus on what aligns with your true purpose and vision for your life. This deepened self-understanding also leads to a more authentic sense of self. When you're not seeking validation or external approval, you start to trust yourself more. You recognize that your worth is not dependent on external factors but is rooted in who you are as a person. This shift allows you to move through life with greater confidence and self-assurance as you no longer rely on external sources for validation or fulfillment. Instead, you find satisfaction and strength within, making choices that are in alignment with your deepest desires and values. The process of self-reflection also helps you set clearer, more meaningful goals. When you are not caught up in distractions or impulsive behaviors, you have the time and energy to think about what you truly want to achieve in life. You become more focused on the things that bring you joy, fulfillment, and purpose, rather than chasing fleeting pleasures or superficial achievements. This clarity allows you to set goals that are not only achievable, but also deeply aligned with your instinct, aligned with your authentic self. Abstaining from distractions helps you develop greater emotional maturity. As you resist the temptation to seek comfort or distraction through external means, you begin to develop healthier ways of coping with emotions. Instead of turning to temporary fixes, you learn to confront and process your feelings in a more constructive way. This emotional growth makes you more resilient as you become better equipped to handle life's challenges without being overwhelmed by your emotions or seeking immediate relief. By taking the time to understand your needs and desires, you can create a more fulfilling and balanced life. You become more attuned to your own values and learn to prioritize what is truly important to you. This deepened self-awareness not only improves your decision-making but also strengthens your relationships as you become better able to communicate your needs and connect with others on a more genuine level. Choosing to abstain from distractions enables you to gain a deeper understanding of yourself, your desires, and your long-term aspirations. This self-awareness is a powerful tool that helps you make intentional decisions, set meaningful goals, and live a more authentic and fulfilling life. As we've explored today, the more you refrain from instant gratification and distractions, the more you open yourself to a life of growth, clarity, and empowerment. By choosing to focus on your goals, invest in your relationships, and develop self-discipline, you create space for deeper emotional health and personal fulfillment. When you step back from temporary pleasures and external validation, you reconnect with your true self, uncover your deepest desires, and gain the mental clarity needed to navigate life with purpose. Remember, it's not about denying yourself what brings pleasure, but about understanding the greater value that comes from making intentional, mindful choices. Each decision to resist the pull of fleeting distractions is a step toward a stronger, more resilient, and more fulfilled version of yourself. And in that process, you not only discover the power within you to shape your own future, but you also build a foundation for long-term success and happiness. Thank you.